Okay there, hi there Facebook, it's Kamal Fernandez here. I'm just going to do a little training session with the puppy and talk about socialisation, acclimatisation and puppy management as a result of this afternoon's antics. So I'm just going to see if anybody's joining me. I'm just going to, oh hang on a second, I'm getting attacked by the puppy. Right, what we need to do is check that you, so, come here little guy. Let's just make sure I'm coming out live. Hey baby. Why is my iPad not playing ball? Let's have a look. There we go. Okay. Let's just make sure I'm coming out live. Excellent. Okay, cool. So I've got people joining. Excellent. Just if you can let me know that you can hear me, just give me a thumbs up before I start chatting away. That would be great. Hey, puppy. Good boy. You want a toy, don't you? You want a toy. Let's just make sure that you're good. So hopefully I'm coming out live. Ooh. So just give it a second. Hopefully I'm coming out live. Let's just have a quick. Excellent. I think. Oh, perfect. Okay. So hi everybody. It's Kamal Fernandez here with the puppy. Formerly by Bubblegum. I'm a silly name. But obviously now has a new name. Badger. And he's doing really, really great. Obviously yesterday you saw me talking to my really good friend Di Martin. Oh, I'm just going to shut this door so he can't wander off that way. Manage the environment, which is one of the topics of today. So you saw me with my good friend Di Martin talking about confidence yesterday. If you haven't had a chance to pick up that live, you can go back on my Facebook page or YouTube page and pick that up. Where we talked about all the things that we do to build our dog's confidence and how as breeders, obviously, there's things that you can do to build the confidence. Let's just wipe the comments off. There we go. So today's session, I'm going to just do with the puppy. I'm going to do a little bit of training with him first, recapping some of the things that we did before. So I have my blue inflatable cushion off to the side there. I've got some nice treats with me. I've got a toy. I'm going to use a different toy today as well to train him. So what I'm going to do is prop this hopefully up here, okay, so I can start my training I'll put it up there, actually that makes more sense. So I'm going to do a little bit of training with him, obviously, play, bit of shaping, some of the recall games, topping those up, and mixing up my training session. So obviously at this stage, it's all about just laying foundations and building a relationship with him. So since the last session, which you saw I did live, obviously all I've been working on is a repetition of those current things. Again, training in my hallway, because I want him to come in here anticipating that some good things are going to happen, and then I can start to think about using a switch on word. So I've got some food off to the side again. I'm not starting any It's Your Choice with him, Susan Garrett's It's Your Choice with him as yet. I'll probably do that once I can have him in the living room. There's a bit more space there. Not that that makes much of a difference, but given that he's, excuse me, still with his siblings, I'll probably start that next week and start that ball rolling with him so I can have food on my person. Obviously, I had done it a little bit in shaping, so it will naturally happen, but we'll really, really do more of that as of probably next week. So we're going to just do a bit of play with him first to start off with. So I'm going to actually use my short toy, which is in my pocket. So smaller toy, I like to vary the toys when I play with my puppies, certainly because further down the road, I want to be able to use any toy with them. I'm going to shut this door because that's just causing a glare, isn't it? So I put that there. So I'm obviously keeping hold of the puppy until I'm ready to train him. And I've got my toy here on the floor. So create a bit of interest, and get a toy. Yeah, good. So he hasn't seen this particular toy before, but he's seen toys similar to this. Yes. Now, I'm going to say he's not going to bring a toy back. Oh, where is it? Gotcha. Good boy. Good. Good. He doesn't bring a toy back, which is normal for puppies. So I'm going to start to think about working on that and seeing if I can encourage him to bring it back. Now, some very, very few puppies I've owned will bring a toy back naturally. They'll normally do that. Okay? So I'm going to teach him. I'm going to build towards that via a swap. This stage, all I want him to be doing is, the boy is interested in the toy. Oh, yes. Oh, which he is. Yeah. So, good. So the disadvantage of having a shorter toy is if he lets go of it, or if I let go of it, oops, what's this? If I let go of it, yeah, he can take it off or wander off with it. I don't have a lot of control. So with this, I'm going to just keep hold of it so that he's connected to me and I'm interacting. Hopefully you can hear me all over. He's growling. Yeah. So I'm touching him. Good boy. Touching him, and then I'm hopefully instigating the toy play again. He's targeting is more just it's been accurate because he's a baby. So I'm going to try and manipulate the toy into his mouth. So again, I'm building value for him grabbing the toy and not my arm. I don't really mind where he grabs the toy at this stage. He's grabbing the handle. It doesn't bother me at this stage. Oh, you got it, good boy. Letting him win. He brought it back there. That was really nice. Oh. Yeah, good. So really quickly, I'm re-gripping the toy. So tug, 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 let go. Tug, tug, tug. So he's got hold of the end. Or when he pulls back, I let him win. And then see if he brings it back, which he did there, yeah? So let him win. Making a little noise, see if he'll bring it back to me, let him win. Yeah, you let go, so I activate the toy. So again, he went in my hand. That's it. I just manipulate the toy into his mouth and start the game again. Yeah, good boy. Yeah. What I also like to do is lots of affection and touching when I'm playing with my puppies. So I play, stroking him. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Stroking him. Oh, yeah. I want him to be comfortable with my hands, not only from an interaction point of view, but also getting him comfortable with me making contact. So he brought it back there. That was really good. Yeah. Oh, almost. Where's your toy? Yeah, good, nice. Yeah, tug, tug, tug. So play for me is a huge part of relationship building. It's how obviously animals good, interact and bond with each other. It also provides physical and mental stimulation. Good. That was really good. Well done. It also provides physical and mental stimulation and channels their desire to chase things onto something that I can control, and hopefully I can pair with me and I can attach to me and then transfer the value of this toy into other things. Again, great term by Susan Garrett, transfer of value, which I can build into things like a recall, focus, sports things, domestic things. So I'm deliberately teasing on the toy. Oh, yes, a little vicious. He's a little vicious. Oh, you missed it. Oh, tug, tug, tug. Oh, he's got it. Good. Oh, you missed it again. So if he lets go, at this stage, I'm not worried about that. I will build it to where he can bring it back to me a bit. Okay, if he lets go, which is very common for puppies, I just manipulate into his mouth and play again. Good. When I tug, gotcha. I'm keeping my movements quite slow at this stage. When he pulls back, he's lost it. Instigate action. There it is. Get this one. Get this one. That's it. Get in there. That's it. And I'll manipulate him onto. That's one. He's reluctant to grab the spongy bit or the plastic bit, which is not unusual. Yeah. Good. There he goes. You missed it. You missed it. You missed it. Yeah. That's it. Yes. So I'm going to switch toys on him in a second. Okay. Yeah. Get one more. Get that one. Get that one. Get that one. Yeah. You missed it. Get one. Come on, you can do it. Yeah, almost. So if he doesn't bring it back, I've got a couple of little play retrieves at the beginning or earlier in the session. Not unusual. Almost. What about it? Get him into the toy a bit more. Get him into the toy a bit more. Get him into the toy. Good. Okay, so he's not getting it back like he did, so I'm going to switch my toys. So I'm going to do this one. Get that one. Get that one. Okay, I'm going to do this one. Hey, switch. Yeah. Nice. Good. Good. So bigger toy, which allows me then to keep control of the puppy. I'm going to move back a bit so I can get a bit more space. And again, keeping my play, quick movements on the ground, but not too intense because he's a baby. He's only, just coming up 7 weeks. So again, lots of fussing him when he's got it. So this allows me to relax the pressure, and I can fuss him, good boy, and get him used to me being near him and him keeping possession of the toy. So when he's tugging on it, I can tug him closer to me, and I can still keep the toy somewhat active to encourage the dog to want to carry the toy or possess the toy whilst he's near me. So For me, play is a huge part of relationship building with my dogs, whether it be domestic dogs, sports dogs. I can use the power of this toy as a reinforcer for skills that I'm training later on. So happy with that, good boy. I'm going to end my play entity of my training. I don't care at this stage if he has it or I have it. I'm not fussed about that. I can build all that as we go. So I just want to get him interested in the toy. Oh yes, good boy. So I'm going to pick him up. Good. So I'm really pleased with that. I'm going to pop the toys away and I'm going to switch over to my food. So at this stage, I'm going to keep my training into sections. I'm training with my toys, I pop them away, and then I'm going to intersperse the food. And then once he's got the ability to, or value or desire for both, I can start to switch the two things. Eventually, I want to be able to use various types of reinforcement. Food, toys, and obviously in adolescence, I'll be using environmental reinforcements, because the reinforcement the reinforcement will not only control his emotions, whether his arousal level. Sometimes it might be appropriate to use one tool, i.e. a toy, versus another food. There's a lot of tendency when we train dogs now to use food, which is brilliant, but I want to create that interaction, the dog's willingness to play with me. And certainly for dogs domestically, I can do loads of games, search games, running games, chasing games via the medium of toy play. So I'm going to switch over to my food. So I'm going to just get rid of the toys and I'm going to get some food. Again, I've got it away from me, so I'm not provoking the conflict at this stage. I want to build independent desire for toys and food separately. Okay, so I'm going to go into my shaping session. So, So I've got my cushion again, and I've got in here some nice high value treats. This is black pudding in this instance. Yeah, so I want to use nice high value treats for my puppies. I can use his meal, but this is something a little bit special. So here, I know he likes it. I've got my item here, and I'm going to just interact with it. Now, I'm going to keep it in a little bowl, so because it's messy and it breaks up and it's crumbly, and I can break bits off for him and use that for him. Okay, so I'm going to just pick up my item. Love that a little bit, and then I'm going to hold my food in my hand, and I'm going to just see what he does with it. Boy. Yeah, good. So as soon as he steps on it, good boy, I feed him before going on the item. So I haven't done any more on this since I did it on the live. So I'm going to see what he does. I'm not expecting any, good boy, nice. Any major levels of understanding? Good. He's thinking about it. Good boy. Yep. Nice. So clicking him when he's on the item. He's already said he'll think about it. Good boy. So again, at this stage, I'm not overly fussed about distance or good boy. Nice. Anything like that. I just want to create that understanding. Okay. Break. Let him off. Good boy. And then see if he'll go back on again. Good boy. Just let him think about it a bit. Good boy. Wandering off, that's fine. Let him come make the connection. Good boy. Yep. Nice. Good boy. Super. Good boy. So feeding him in the SIT. I'm not bothered about the position again. All I want him to do is get on that object. Good. So break. Yep. Good. Click that. Release it off. See if he goes back on again. Good boy. How do I get those treats? And now there's a little bit of a conundrum. I've got the treats high up. Good boy. Yeah. Yep. There it is. It's here. Good boy. I've got the treats in the pot so that, again, I'm controlling his access to them. Good. Good boy. Good. See if it comes off. Break. Good. Yeah. Good boy. Nice. So teaching him a release word. Cogs are turning. Good. Now he's sitting off and thinking about it. That's great. I want to see what he does. Yep. Nice. So he took a little second there. His little brain was working. Good boy. So I'm happy with that. Good boy. That was really good. Break. Yeah, well done. We'll do one more rep, see if he works it out. Good. Yep. Oh, good. So he just come off there, clicked him as he went on. He just come off and just fed him in position. Good boy. I'm going to do one more rep, see if I can get a cleaner response. I'm actually going to change sides where I take him off. Break. See if he understands. Good boy, well done. See if he goes back on it. If he... Yep. Nice, clever baby. So he's starting to get the understanding and the recognition that when he goes on this item, he gets reinforced for it. Break. Good boy. Good. Okay, that was a good boy. That was really clever. So pop that away. Good. I'm going to switch over to my toy play again. And then, good. So break it up like that. Good boy. So this is the toy obviously he likes. I've got mucky hands, so that's something to consider because he might disengage from the toy. Good. Thank you. Good. Feed him that. Good. So now I'm going to move on to his recall game. So pop-ups. I'll keep that on me. Put my iPad out of the way. Good. Let's put that there. Good. So, read it, man. Good. Tuck that away. Good. So, I'm going to do some of his recalls. So, let's get you over here. Yep. Good. Good boy. So, I'm just feeding him. I haven't got his collar on in this session. Again, mixing it up. I did have his collar on him whilst I fed him some of his meal earlier today. So, oh, hang on. Hey, baby. So, yeah, that's the only flip side of using food like this. It's a bit mucky, but good. So let's get one draw. Yep, good. Clicking him for coming back. Okay, good. So let's do a little lane response. Come here, puppy. Good boy. Badger. Yep, good. So again, all I'm doing is conditioning him, say his name, feed him some treats. Really, really simple at this stage. I mean, he's not even 7 weeks old, so I want to keep it really, really simple for him to learn. Badger. Yep, good. Come towards me. Now, obviously, around a collar, I could also do a collar grab with him. In this instance, again, just changing it up a little bit. Badger. Yep, good. So he's dangling in his face. Good. Yep. Good. Following me as well, which is a good read. We want to reinforce that. Yep. Good. 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 So I'm now going to mix it up and do a play with him. My hands are a bit grubby. Oh, it's a big bit. Good. Get that one. Good. Good. Nice. Good. Good boy. Good. So he's got a great ability, natural ability to switch. Oh, let me get rid of those. To switch from get that one, from toys to play, to food, which doesn't, get that one, yeah, get that one, yeah, which doesn't generally come with a lot of puppies, as I explained in the other live. Good boy. They often have a preference. Good boy. So I would build them independently. With him, as I said, I can be a little bit more greedy, but what I wouldn't probably do as much at this stage is switch between the two things. I'm trying to sort of do my little bit of food training, where I put that away, a bit of toy training, put that, then stop, switch it back. Eventually, I want to be able to intersperse within the same session. I might literally use food a couple of times, reinforce with a toy, etc. So at this stage, it's a little bit more cumbersome with a puppy because I'm trying to manage his food bowl and stuff like that. That will come once the dog understands it's your choice, which I'll start. Good boy, yeah, which will start in probably the next couple of sessions. Then I can start to have food with me and him understand that the reinforcement has to be earned as opposed to me just luring him, what have you. So really basic session where I'm just getting him to follow my hands, doing a bit of shaping with him, working on his recall. Good boy. Working on developing his play. So really, really basic. So the how many sessions have we done? 2 or 3 sessions. That's what I'd be doing at this stage. And then once, obviously, good boy. Thank you. Good boy. Once I have got the puppy on their own, I would start to do more sessions with them where I'd be using their meals. So at this stage, because he's with his siblings still, and I'm doing these simultaneously, he's being fed, good boy, there you go, with his siblings as well as doing these sessions that are live. So I don't, I've only done a session where I just put a collar on him and gave him some food. But other than that, I haven't actually started doing multiple sessions. So once the puppy, once he's obviously on his own and he's, good boy, thank you, he's only being fed from me, sorry, as an individual, then I can sort of start to be more structured in my training plan. So at this stage, it's really just about sowing those little seeds, and then we'll gather momentum as the puppy develops and as he grows, and obviously he's on his own. So that means that he's going to have a lot more structure. At this stage, when he's with his litter, which is not probably what most people would have in their homes, he's being fed with them, he's spending a lot of time with them, he's socialising with them, he's playing with them, etc., which is all brilliant for a puppy of his age. Once he's on his own, then I can be a little more structured about forming that relationship. But the things that I will have done in these sessions will be developed and grow once he's on his own. So for me, it's all about just starting to teach the dog to what play is, start to interact, to have value for toys, to get him into food, and finding out if he's got food drive. This puppy's quite greedy, so I anticipate that. Once he's on specific meals throughout the day, I'll be using those meals to do little training sessions, and I'll also be making a concerted effort to get him out and about and doing training sessions. So obviously yesterday, when I took him on his little adventure, all he did was, he obviously got fed at Di's home. We didn't do any training or interaction. It was just about new experiences, going somewhere, good things happening, getting fed his lunch and his dinner at that new location, exploring a new environment. So all of those things are great experiences for a litter. When it comes down to the individual puppy, I've been a bit more structured. So once he's got a routine, I'll start to allocate his meals in the day and feed him those meals at different locations, and obviously start to do a bit of training and recall and interaction with him to start to lay the foundations for the dog that I want him to be. That's all going to be covered in the first month of him obviously staying with me in Puppy Perfect. So again, if you're interested in finding out a little bit more about what I do with my puppies, that's going to be coming in the next week or so. So the massive part of what's also going to happen to this particular puppy is obviously socialising him and taking him out and about. Now I'm very, very specific about how I socialise my dogs. I have a lot of dogs, so I don't need to necessarily access other people's dogs. But if I have a dog and I'm not in a situation which I have in the past where I've not had as many dogs, I will make a concerted effort to try and socialise my puppy with a different experience. So today we're going to meet a black dog, tomorrow we're going to meet a hairy dog, the day after we're going to meet a brachycephalic dog, and so forth and so forth. So, and obviously, being a dog training professional in this industry, I can access a lot of different breeds of the right temperament and disposition that's going to give my puppy the correct or a productive experience. If that isn't the case for you, then you're better off biding your time until you access. Do you want to go there, babe? Good boy. It's just pop over there. Where you access dogs of the right type. That's a bit cooler there, isn't it, baby? Give some water. Where you can access the dog of the appropriate type to give your dog the correct experience. So, for example, if it means that you can't access, a black dog or a hairy dog, etc., until your puppy's a bit older, but it's the right one, I would suggest biding your time. So for me, socialisation is all about life lessons, and acclimatisation is a similar process of where I'm just taking the dog to places and letting them see the world. Now, obviously, he's been on various adventures, which he's, good boy, babe. He's been on various adventures at different locations, as you saw yesterday. The other thing that I'll start to do with him is, as I've talked about, was about management. And the reason I joked about it is because I had a management fail this afternoon. So with, I'm currently looking after a puppy I bred from previous litter. She is 5 months old. I have her sister, which is Tofu, who will be covered also in Puppy Perfect, her growth and development. So I was doing stuff in my dog room with Tofu. I think I was doing her nails or grooming or something, and or some. I think I was doing her nails, if I remember. And I left Drama out in my AstroTurf area, and whilst the idea was I was going to flip them around and then do a little bit with her and do her nails and what have you, and do a bit of husbandry stuff. And whilst I was training Tofu, Drama dug up a little corner in my garden and pulled the AstroTurf up and chewed it. So what did I do in that instance? I did absolutely nothing. Yeah, I took the dog out of the environment, did whatever I had to do, went back later and patched up the hole, and blocked it off temporarily until I could, get the good boy, until I could get the relevant tools to fix the problem. Let me just pick him up for a sec. And I did absolutely nothing to the dog. And the reason I did absolutely nothing to the dog, because that was a management fail on my part. So part of, is she a bad dog? Absolutely not. She's a perfect puppy, but she did what puppies do. At that age, they're inquisitive. They're going to be, she probably heard me interacting with Tofu, was got herself a bit wound up. She probably was a bit bored because although I had I think I might have had a couple of toys out there with her, but I didn't leave her with a bone or a chew to occupy her. Slap wrist on my part, management fail. And often you find that puppies that get into problems like that, it's because we haven't had, for whatever reason, complacency. I thought I'd be quick, I would only take a couple of minutes to do what I need to do. She'd be fine out there, and that was a fail on my part. And that's something that all of us will do on occasions. And it's unfortunate that something, she created a bit of damage. It's nothing that can't be remedied. My garden is obviously built for my dogs, or created for the dogs in mind. So whilst it's unfortunate, I just texted her and just sort of, joked about this is my least favourite fire touch. But actually, the truth be told, that was down to me and my mismanagement of the puppy. So it's really important that when you have puppies, you think about those situations. If your puppy chews its skirting board or your curtains, or does things that you deem inappropriate, ask yourself the question: how have I put the necessary steps in for my dog to understand what I do require of it in that environment with them? What I do require of that puppy in that environment in terms of impulse control, self-control, what you'd like it to do. And you often see those the lapse in that initial awareness in puppyhood develops into long-term behavioural problems. So if you're not diligent with your puppy when they're tiny about them not rehearsing inappropriate things, just pick that up. Then I would suggest that be hip up this one. Then I would suggest that it could grow into a bigger problem as they get older. So, a little bit of a slap wrist for me, a bit of a pull up and a reminder that she's a baby. She doesn't, obviously she's only here for a very brief period of time. She's not used to that setup. Obviously with Tofi, she's happy to be left up there. And I don't think Drama was unhappy, she was just a bit bored really, and she was obviously getting wound up. That's not something that she's ready to cope with. So in future, what I would do is put her in, if she was a dog that she was mine and I wanted to train another dog with her in earshot, I would have her in either in a crate with so that she couldn't rehearse that, with a Kong or a bone, etc., etc. So again, just taking accountability and responsibility for what our puppies do. So you can see little simple things that I'm doing with the puppy, that you can see there that little seed starting to grow of him being shaped and going on the item. I'm really occupying him now, because rather than him wandering off, I'm not doing any constructive training. I'm just playing with him and managing his behaviour so he doesn't wander off. So I'm in this instance, I'm not being so aware of the puppy and how he's playing, etc. per se, because I'm talking to you guys, but I'm trying to just engage him and distract him from wandering off and interacting with the tripod and so forth. Now, if I should have done, again, management, the toy, is I should have had a Kong ready, primed with his food, which I'm going to pop down. So again, things like that, those little subtleties, it's not a problem obviously in this instance, because I'm doing a live and it's not an issue. But if it was something where I was losing my attention and I wanted to, say for example, make some notes, or Good boy. Make some notes or lose my focus of the puppy, I would absolutely have a crate on standby or a bone or a Kong so that my puppy can't get into bad habits. Or alternatively, come here, baby, just pick them up and manage them whilst I do whatever I need to do. So thinking about managing your puppy not only in their life but in training sessions is really, really critical. Now, even the process of me going to get a bit of equipment or reloading my treats, I need to be diligent about what my puppy is doing and not rehearsing, getting into mischief or taking the toy and taking it off and chewing it. I would manage that. So hopefully that's given you some insight into what a real training session looks like. You could see there moments where I was trying to switch with food and toys, a little bit cumbersome, not fluid. Now that's all because I haven't got the beginning stages of, I haven't started doing any extra choice with him, where I can have my food in my hand and I can intersperse the two. At this stage, all I want to do is build up that interaction with him. I want to start doing fun things with him, and he hasn't had those lessons, so I'm managing it. I'm holding it in my hand, I'm policing what he does. That in itself, good boy, you can see it makes my sessions a little bit more haphazard and a little bit more erratic. That's not a problem, but I certainly don't want to be moving forward in that manner with him. I want to, do you want this one? Or press it? Let me switch you to this. What do I do with it? There you go, you can have that one. You can have that one. Yeah, this one instead. You can see by, if I chose to progress my training without putting those necessary layers in, how I'm going to have more management and less dog training, and I want to shift to more dog training and less management. So I want to be able to have food on the floor and the dog understand not to help himself. I want to be able to switch between toys and food. I want to be able to, have the dog understand, to offer behaviour, to get reinforcement. Because those layers that I put in will help the puppy in the wider world. So when the dog sees a distraction, the dog is being taught that if he wants access to the whatever, swimming, chasing squirrels, running on, playing with another dog, it's contingent on him doing things that I want him to do. So now I've assessed with this particular puppy that he likes food and he likes toys, and I've started those little seeds sowing. Now I'm going to go back and I'm going to start those foundation layers to get him more clear about, I have food and I want you to switch between the two. I'm pretty confident that he could do that already, but again, just for the purpose of demonstration, I want to show you in more of a raw form. So I don't know if anybody has any questions. My iPad battery is dying, so I will try and answer them. If not, I might have to just swipe on the camera. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. See. Okay. Hang on a second. Let's have a look. Any questions? Oh, he's going to knock the iPad over. Come here. Get this one. Get that one. Get that one. Come here. Come here. Let's pick you up. Let's do that. Okay. This is now being awkward. There we go. So. Okay. So yeah, naughty drama. Actually, probably had it here. How would you stop a 9-year-old? Oh, 9-year-old. Question is, so why is this not working? I'm going to look it up on the screen. Let's have a look at it up here. So let's have a look. Okay. So, where's the questions? I think I lost it. Bear with me. Sorry. I think there was a question about a 9-month-old puppy. So let me have a quick look. Why won't they let me swipe? Okay, here we go. How would you stop a 9-month-old from chewing furniture during the day rather than being overtired? So first thing is I'd probably have the puppy crated when I wasn't with the puppy. So again, in the instance with Dharma, it was very much my responsibility. I had put her in a situation which she didn't have the knowledge to make the right choices. So that was a slap on my wrist. And I can joke about it. Her owner is a good friend of mine, and I text her so when we had a bit of a laugh about it. It's down to me and my responsibility. So I put her in a situation that she wasn't prepared for. So similarly with your 9-month-old puppy, I would put him in a crate or X-pen when you're not in a position to supervise him. Obviously providing with choose alternative things that he can chew, that you want him to chew, and often chewing can reoccur in adolescence. Obviously he's 9 months old, that's not an unusual thing, so definitely management, so don't only put him in a situation where he can rehearse that, put him in a crate when he's not supervised, provide him with alternative things to chew, and obviously make sure that he's getting mental stimulation, physical stimulation, etc. So definitely this afternoon with drama, she was hyped because she wanted to be training. So, she doesn't have that skill set yet. She doesn't understand to, wait whilst another dog's being trained. She doesn't have that knowledge. She's too young, and, obviously, that's something that needs to be worked on, where eventually, hopefully she could be, left or on the side or on a crate or on a bench, trained dog in front of her and vice versa. But that's something that she needs to be built towards. And I was trying to be quick in what I was doing, didn't think anything of it, and that's down to me, so mismanagement on my part. Yeah? Okay, anybody else got any questions? Let's have a look. Oh, I think yeah, okay, that's bendable. Anybody else got any questions about puppies? Can you burst that before she comes? Can you fix that before she comes home, please? No, I can't, Holmesy. I'm going to leave that for you to fix. That's a problem that you can sort out. So, anybody else any questions? I picked my puppy up. I'm scared. Don't be scared, Ruby. Puppies are great. I love puppies. I've had so many puppies over the years, and I had puppies in for training and residential dogs. It's just such fun to have them and see them experience the world, and also to see those little cogs turning. So, for him, when he did that little bit of shaping, you could see his little cogs turning, and that to me is such a great experience. And I love seeing those little seeds being sown. So for me, that's the best part for dog training. I love it when they can't do anything and you can see them developing the knowledge. So obviously over the next month that he's with me, I'm going to be moving that all forward. I want to be able to sow enough seeds that his prospective owner has some foundation to build on, and obviously, more importantly, give him some great life experiences so that he hopefully has some foundation again to be a well-adjusted family pet first and foremost, and a great dog to live with. Yeah. Anybody else? Anybody questions? I think that's it. Good boy, you're hot, baby. You want a drink, don't you? Okay. Oh, excellent. I'm so excited. Your lives have come perfect time. Picking up lots of puppy sticks. Thank you. So what sort of puppy is it, Ruby? What breed, by the way? Do you have a routine when you finish training to let the puppy know they're done? Yes, absolutely, Zoe. So Zoe, normally I would have a switch on word and a switch off word. Again, I'm showing training with him in the real raw form. That's a new shoe. What's that? I've got that somewhere. So, I'm showing training with him in a very raw form. So, because obviously he is still with his siblings and he's being fed with them, he's having a lot of time with them, etc. So I'm not being so pedantic about my routine with him. It's very much about managing 6 little puppies and trying to, clean them up, feed them, manage the dogs, etc. Excuse me, I got something in my eye. So at this point, oh, hang on a second. I absolutely have kept my training a little bit more loose. So obviously he's been conditioned to come into this space and know that training's about to happen. Once I can see him consistently getting animated about that, let me just pick that away, I would start to put a word on it. And when I end the session, I would use a cue as well. That will do, which means my dog's finished training, and I then would let him mooch around or lick the remains out of the bowl or whatever the case may be. But I'll definitely be showing it in a cleaner sense. Moving forward. Oh, hang on. Portuguese water dogs. I love them. They're beautiful. That'd be really, really good. I have a Spanish water puppy. Oh, Teresa, you've got a puppy. That's exciting. You kept that quiet. Okay. Okay, cool. I think that's all the questions. So, Oh, good, good, good. All right, so again, just another little quick live training session with the puppy. Again, you can see how, you know, even at his age, he's 7 weeks, 7 weeks today. It's their 7th week birthday. So how you can start the beginning process of teaching the dog some very, very simple things to manage behaviour, to sow some seeds for the future moving on, start to teach them about relationships, start to build a relationship, I should say, start to teach them about learning and how to learn and how to gain reinforcement. 11 weeks and very, very spirited. Oh, lovely, excellent. So post a picture on the marker group, Teresa. We love a puppy. So yeah, so all the seeds that have been sown with him will be built on in the next month that he's with me. I love puppies and I'm really looking forward to sharing that all with you guys. If you're interested about joining Puppy Perfect, it will be open from next week, and I'm going to do a couple of little follow-up sessions with him to show you how things are developing, or to do some sessions with a little more an intention behind them, and developing what you've done in the sessions I've covered this week, and growing them. And also I'm going to do a couple of little sessions I'll do a session with Tofu next week as well, to show you, you know, obviously some things that you can do with the puppy that has a little bit more understanding. But yeah, so hopefully this has been helpful. I'm going to go and placate this puppy, and got some bits and bobs to do. But yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have any questions and you pick this up later on, by all means post them and just tag me in the comments and I'll have a look at them. And if you're interested in joining Puppy Perfect, the information will be out next week. All right, all, have a good week wherever you are. Enjoy what you're doing and have fun with your dogs. See you later.